I'm Adam Sams, I play guitar. Absent is Joe Fannin on bass and Billy White on drums.
And I'm Verity Jasmine B, and I'm on vocals. I always kind of go by existential flim-flams because it's pointless trying to go down putting us in genres because we're quite fluid. So it's yeah.
It has been described as avant-garde space funk rock with a world music edge, which I kind of like.
Hypnotic as well.
Hypnotic, that's a recurring theme.
Remember when you loved me? Remember when you cared? Smoldered in sentimentality. These days I'm left weary. Now only echoes. Now only echoes of perfume. These memories fizz like a bomb. Long fuse. We were the most dangerous people in the world. In the
Yeah, the first one was called Echoes of Perfume. It's about sort of longing for that one utopian moment from way back when and pining for it. It's quite a depressing song.
Two strangers in the night, the flattery of candlelight, wearing a mask, no surprise, in your pinstripe disguise. I don't even know your name. I don't even know your name. He pushed me against the wall, in my hands above my head. Oh, stubble rash, smudging the lipstick. I don't even know your name. I don't even know your name. His hands that track my dress run up my thigh, fingertips on nylon, tracing the seam. Would he touch me down there, right beneath my underwear? Can you hear me purr? He put his hands on my shoulders, guided me down south. He put his declaration in my mouth, and that's how I got into politics. Dirty, dirty politics. Oh, politics. I don't even know your name.
second one it's not really a song. It actually comes from a jam that we had. It's called Dirty Politics. And I guess it's satire in a sense. It's, yeah.
Diligent practice, really. Get the songs as tight as we possibly can. So the performance is something that's developed mostly on stage. I mean, other than when we get into it in a practice room, we start jumping around a bit. But we don't strictly choreograph ourselves. Anything that's happened, it's through experimentation and just trying things out on stage. It's all very organic.
Yeah, I kind of feel like very much like almost a conduit for the music. It just happens. It's never thought out. It's just like Adam said, it's organic. It just comes from pure feeling, and I think that's what music should be about. A lot of in the beginning there was a lot of open mouths, like, what is this? Because obviously when you sound different and you're performing differently, people, I guess, maybe they haven't seen that too much, I don't know. Mostly praise, but sometimes some people just don't get it. Art's supposed to be divisive, so people don't like it, they don't like it.
We understand we're different on some levels. So we want to try and round up following as organically as possible. Going out and reaching people in real life as opposed to trying to push ourselves over the internet, which is something we try and do.
We're terrible at it though.
We could definitely do more of that, but we're not really chasing a label dream to come and pick us up from obscurity and then feed us to the masses, because that's not realistic. So we're just trying to do as much as we can with what we got.
I sometimes feel like we're sort of a fringe political party that nobody knows about until we turn up, and then either people like it or don't. Or, I'm not saying that this happens, but the equivalent of throwing eggs at us if they hate us. But so far that hasn't happened. But in terms of relentlessness, it's like to me that's the only way you do it. I don't think you can call yourself a band unless you gig relentlessly. Otherwise, it's a hobby. This is the thing. Our songs from the first gig to now have completely changed. Things that you think on day one are, oh, that's it, that's perfect, and you find that it just changes over the course of it, and then parts have been added that you wouldn't dream of taking out now. So I think that's the value of gigging. Your songs develop and they change, and it's always interesting to see how people respond to them as well when they change. I love that.
I guess it would be the Bill Key Cricket Club in Gateshead. That was out there.
Yeah, I felt unsafe from the second I walked in, but it kind of turned me on in a way.
It had a proper bar and lounge divide, and it was very old school. But
had a social club vibe to it, didn't it?
Yeah, very much that. We picked up a few good fans on it.
That's the thing. That's the one thing that although on paper you think, oh, okay, this could be good, terrible. It's actually in those places that we've actually developed most of our fans and following. Which only reinforces the gig anywhere and everywhere. We'll play anywhere, even your living room.
Someone took a video at the cricket club, and it's up on YouTube. People often look at it and they'll tell us at the gigs how ridiculous it is that we play in a place like that.
Yeah, it's like we all have different primary influences, and there's a lot of appreciation, even if it's not necessarily our favourite, but there's a lot of crossover, and I think that's why it comes out the way it does. So, I mean, the obvious ones are like late 60s psychedelia and blues and punk, but I mean, you just listen to everything. Can't really, it's like a sort of endless mixing pot of ideas.
We try and, it's more about kind of throwing what we like on the table and working with it and trying to get it all, the jigsaw together in a way that represents us. It can range from Verity coming in with an idea, I want to do a blues about gender identity, or I can come in with a riff and we'll build around that.
It could just be a jam out of nowhere. There's never a fixed way of doing it, and that's what makes it interesting. It's always fresh, because where did that come from? And that's the fun part of it, really.
Yeah, it's very democratic the way we work, and we build ideas and build on them.
This band's a work in democracy. What is next? I'm terrible at keeping up to date with these things.
We're playing Lindisfarne Festival.
That's the one.
In September, which is our biggest booking yet, and we're all very excited about it.
Yeah.
And around that point in time as well, we're hopefully going to be doing a release, another sort of small EP. It's going to be on limited vinyl run, but it'll be digital downloads. We'll probably do a CD as well, and hopefully we're going to be recording that in the next couple of months.
The truth of the last breath.